Bit.
From the end of it.
We have a new friend,
Eliezer and Tel.
Eliezer.
Eliezer and Tel.
Entel?
Entel.
Entel.
Aleph Nun Tet
Aleph Nun?
Tet Lamed.
Tet Lamed. Entel. Eliezer and Eliezer. Welcome to the club. Okay. So, I'm like this. Okay, like this.
Can you show him where you are?
Vav or?
Veda. No, not Vav. Ah. Okay. Almost. Yeah, it's not the end of the Torah because you have all this Pirushim. But it's the end. Yeah. כן, נגונים, ודאי. Okay. We read it last time, but we'll read it again. And I will have to say hello to everybody, our friends. ודע, שמי שיכול לעשות אלו ניגונים, היינו ללקט הנקודות טובות שנמצא בכל אחד מישראל, אפילו ראשי ישראל כנ"ל. And you have to know that the one that can build these melodies, what does it mean build these melodies?
Make music.
Collect all the good points from everyone, even the Posh'ei Israel, even the worst people in Israel, like the bus driver that didn't stop for me today. Yeah, I'm standing there, I'm saying, where is going? He does like this.
He's in a different world.
The sun went in his eyes, he's doing like this with his hand, he didn't see where he's going, so I had to hitchhike. To meet these people, that gave me the lift. Even then, you can find a good point in him. You can find something good. So whoever can do it to find a good point in each one of Israel, he can be the Shaliach Tibur. He can daven in front of the Amud. כמתפלל לפני העמוד הוא נקרא שליח ציבור. He is called שליח ציבור. וצריך שיהיה נשלח מכל הציבור. שליח ציבור, he has to be sent by all the tzibur, by each person in the tzibur. Like there's 10 guys in the shul, each one of them has to send him. There's 100 guys, each one of them has to send. There's 1,000 guys, each one. He has to be my shliach tzibur, personally, not that. No, okay, generally he's no, it has to be my shliach tzibur. Yeah, so he has to find a good point in me. And all the rest of the guys that are davening there, my wife wants me to say people, persons, men, not guys. But that's how we speak,
That's
no?
how we talk, right? Guys is an acceptable word.
It's a good word, I like it. It's friendly, It's a person. Person is something very, serious and important, and
It's one of the guys.
Guys is there. One of the guys. Okay. צריך שיקבץ כל נקודה טובה שנמצא בכל אחד. דהיינו שצריך שיקבץ כל נקודה טובה שנמצא בכל אחד מהפעמים. Not only to find one point. He has to find all the good points in each one of the people that are davening in this tzibur, in this Bet Knesset.
It's got to be a very special person.
Yeah, he has to be a very, very special person. וכל הנקודות הטובות יהיו נכללים בו. And he has to gather them all together. Yeah, 3 words with TH. So he has to gather them all together, and then he can, והוא יעמוד ויתפלל עם כל הטוב הזה, and then he can stand and pray with all this good. וזהו שליח ציבור. So when you think about it, there's a story. I don't remember one of the rabbis. He liked music very, very much. One of the big rabbis. And he was a friend with one of the big composers. Yeah. So one time, the guy composed something very special, and the philharmonic of this country, had to make a big show. And on this day, he was sick, the composer. So the rabbi, felt that he has to go and be with him. He cannot go to the concert, so he will be with him at home, and they will listen together to the concert. So they listen and they finish, and they asked him how it was. He says there was one violin missed out of 32 violins that was supposed to be there. There were only 31. How can you hear it? Yeah? It's a philharmonic, there's violins, there's cellos, there's piano, okay. He went there to the conductor, and asked him how many violins were there. He said, it was a big mistake. One of the guys that had to play the violin, he couldn't come. So he could hear it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah? But I believe it. Why do I believe it? Because it's the same with pictures. Like you look at a picture and you say, wow, a nice picture. There's a small house there, and there's some houses, and there's a mountain and there. But someone that is a painter, he can see the movement of the mikhol. How is that?
Brush.
The brush. You can see the movement of the brush in the. So you go to a museum and you say, oh, very nice. Oh, very nice. Oh, very nice. And you go on, But the painter, he can stand there for hours on one picture, because he understands what he sees.
Mm-hmm.
So in the same idea, the Tzadik, when he sees a Jewish man, he understands what he sees. We see he's a very nice guy, he's a very nice fellow. If you are an English guy, he's a very nice fellow, whatever, but that's it. Hello. He's my neighbor. We're neighbors for 20 years, 30 years, whatever.
But you really know him.
You don't know anything about him. No, like Rabbi Natan said, I can give a pshat every place in the Torah. Rishonim, Achonim, every place. You ask me a question, I will give you an answer. But on the most simple Jew, I cannot say anything. Cannot say anything. Why? Because we have the Chelek Eloka Mimai. We have the soul that comes straight from God. This is part of God. So how can you give a pshat? You can explain it? You cannot explain it. And this is what we saw, in all the hard times of Israel, like in Spain, the most simple Jews, they I rather jump into the fire than convert. When did you have the power? Now tell me to do it. But I believe, that if I will come to the point, then I will have the power. If I will have the gun on my head or whatever, then okay. So this is the point, the Tzadik, he can see each one of us with all the good points. He can move away all the bad points, all the Averis, all the everything, and he can see all the good points and collect them together and make this good music that comes out of it. Not only a melody, a simple melody, that you do with a mouth organ.
Harmonica.
Harmonica. But like a big symphony on each Jew. וצריך שיהיה בו בחינה גבוה כזו, שעל ידי זה יהיו כל הנקודות תאבים אליו, ויהיו נכללים בו. It has to be in such a high madrega that all the good points will want to go to him, will run to go to him, like the good is running for the good. Yeah. ומי שיכול לעשות ניגונים הנ"ל, דהיינו שיכול לדון את כל אדם לכף זכות, and the one that can make these melodies, that can judge each one favorably, yeah, אפילו את הקלים והרשעים, even the simple people and the רשעים and the bad people, כי משתדל לחפש ולבקש למצוא בכולם נקודות טובות כנ"ל, because he's trying and he's looking for, and he finds all the time, good points. שעל ידי זה נעשים ניגונים, that by this work you get these melodies. זה הצדיק שאוחז במדרגה הזאת, הוא יכול להיות חזן ושליח ציבור. He can be the שליח ציבור.
Making music.
Well, once, Avram, do you hear? Yeah? So this Tzadik, he can be a Shaliach Tibur. Where do we get this Shaliach Tibur? Like every time we go to the Bet Knesset to daven,
Somebody else.
there's someone else, and not every day we have this kind of Tzadik, that he's the Shaliach Tibur. Where do we have him? Where do we find this Shaliach Tibur? And how come these guys can be Shaliach Tibur if they don't know this work? I remember first in the beginning when I made tshuva, first time I made tshuva with the Mekubalim. So with the Mekubalim, everything is quiet and they daven very slow because they have to make all the kavanas and all the whatever they do. And then one time I didn't get up for the nets, so I missed so I went to the Shtibler. I got to the Shtibler, so they ran, I didn't know what's going on, Okay, so I went slowly, after 3 minyanim, I got to the Tfilat 18, to the Amidah, and I started davening. Okay, so davening, I finished. There was another Shaliach Tibur. It wasn't the first one that I started with, It was, and he's going on the train. Wow! So okay. So I said I have to speak to this guy. It's not the way to daven. So, but you mustn't do it in front of everybody, then I won't be ashamed. So I'm walking behind him, and then we went away from the Bet Knesset, and excuse me, can I say something? He says, yes, sure. So listen, you were the Shaliach Tibur, and you said it so fast, I couldn't even say amen after your bracha. And it's written in the halacha that you have to be slowly like someone that counts money. So he says to me, what's the problem? Today we have the machine. That's what he said to me. Today we have a machine. It counts like this, Well, and he went, and I was standing there like this. Wow. I didn't get it. I couldn't understand it. Okay, but so this is not the Shaliach Tibur that we're talking about, yeah. But the big Shaliach Tibur, we see it in a couple of minutes. We see it. The big Shaliach Tibur, he's fixing also these kind of prayers, yeah. He knows how to find the good points in each Jew, especially if the guy went to shul. Yeah, he put a talis on himself, he put the tefillin, he said the words, he said it very fast, But another time I spoke to another guy, so he told me, listen, you're a Sephardi, I'm not, but that's what he thought, you're a Sephardi, so you don't understand my accent. if I will go to a Sephardi shul, it will also be a problem for me because I won't understand their accent. Okay, it's a good answer, it can be a good answer, but we have to find a good point in each one. Even in this tefillah, we have to find a good point. So, another time that I missed the tefillah, I went again to the Shtiblach, but then I didn't daven. I went slowly. I wasn't with the Tzibur. I was in the Beit Knesset. That's it. I'm not connected to I'm not connected to anyone. I'm not going with them. So I looked at other people, and there was a guy there. He was speaking all the time. He was speaking with someone, and then say a few words from the Siddur, and then speaking again, and then say a few, and then speaking again, all the way. So I looked at when he's going to stop speaking. When? In Baruch, in Krishma, when? Okay, so I'm looking. He doesn't stop all the time. He said, Shema Yisrael, speaking to someone, all the time speaking. And then he came to Shmona Esrei. And Shmona Esrei, you take 3 steps back, and then he said, Hashem Shvatai Tiftach. And when he said like this, he said, like Hashem Shvatai Tiftach, like this, I saw an angel. I saw his face, he became an angel. Wow. It was amazing, the change, this one moment that, okay, now I have to daven, now I'm in front of Hashem, he did like this. Oh. It was something else. It was somebody else. It was different, and it's maybe 32 years ago. I remember it like this. This second, and he was. It took him the tefillah took him 2 minutes, whatever. If it took him 2 minutes, but so this moment, Baal Shem Tov said, when a Jew is in the market, and he runs to daven mincha because it's the last moment, and all his shop is open, and all the money is out there, and he speaks, and he starts praying. What kind of prayer? His head is in the shop, right? Everybody can take all the schora, can take the money, so his head is not in the tefillah. But he said, when this Jewish guy said, Baruch Atah, and he bows down in front of Hashem, he says all the skies and all the angels and they all bow down with him.
Wow.
That's the power of the Jewish prayer. They all bow down with him. And if we think about it good, so we won't be guided out. No, you told me one time. I won't be proud of anything, because if I think about it, 1 minute, when I go to daven, it's not only the people that are with me in the Beit Knesset. It's all the malachim, it's all the serafim, it's all the Ofanei HaKodesh. Who am I? I'm only one part of all this creation that now praying and praising Hashem. I'm nothing. I'm so small. How can I open my mouth? To start speaking to Hashem. Yeah, so if you take this, this point, I have this point, I last Shabbos, I thought about last Shabbos because of the shiur of last Friday, so I have a good entrance to the Shabbos, I'm with the Likutei Moharan. I had this feeling, really that when I'm doing like this with my hands, it's like all of Israel is doing like this with his hands, and all the angels, all the skies, all there are names of like angels or creatures. You can say there's many names that are there, and they're all praying to Hashem. And when I do like this, they do like this. When I say Kadosh, they say Kadosh. They do it after me. Everything that I do, they do, but they do it clean. They do it clean. They don't think about anything else. I do it, 1 minute it's clean, 1 minute I'm in Africa. Like, there's a story about Rabbi Ehud Sadeh of Rebbe, that after everybody finished davening, he says, "Oh, hello, how are you? Welcome." So I said, "Oh, what do you mean? You've been to Breslau, you've been to Germany, you've been to, you had business like this, you had business like each one, because when
They
you
weren't focusing.
when you go in the Shmonaisa, everything comes to you. Everything comes to you. All the world, all your business, all your problems, everything comes in the tefillah. So if you are strong, so here I have to work. Here I have to give a special effort. But if you're a simple guy, so this. Right. I know for years when I had the house in Telstone, so I had a mahsan, a warehouse, and all the time I thought how I'm building there a small kitchen, and every tefillah I was thinking about it. I never built it. For how long I lived there? 5-6 years. I never built this place, but almost not every tefillah. No, it's exaggerating. But many of my tefillahs, in the middle of the Shmona Esrei, I do like this, I do like this, I do like this. Yeah, we do like this, I do like this. I have to take the water from here. Maybe I'll take it for the garden.
Someone one time said that the best business deals are finished during Shemona Esrei.
Yeah.
The best negotiations in your head. Haven't done by Shemona Esrei.
Yeah. The best ideas. Yeah. But this, if we think about it, now you're standing. It's not I'm standing here. I'm standing there. With Hashem, my soul is going up there. So the Tzadik, the Tzadik sees these points. It's very good points. That each one has it. Once you walked into the Beit Knesset, finish. You are in a different world. Hello, you see all your friends, but you are really in a different world. Maybe sometimes you can feel it when you go to when you visit someone else and you go to a different Beit Knesset. Yeah, maybe there you can feel it better because you don't have so many people to talk to.
You're not familiar.
to say hello to, so you can feel the kedusha. Yeah, you can feel the kedusha. Okay, so this is the Tzadik. This is the Tzadik. He can be a chazan, a Shaliach Tibur, להתפלל לפני עמוד. And this we have to find this Tzadik. We have to find this Shaliach Tibur, and to know how to connect to him. כי הוא יש בו בחינה זו צריכה לשליח ציבור ההגון, באמת, שצריך שיהיה בו בחינה שיהיו כל הנקודות טובות תאבים אליו, ויהיו נכללים בו כנ"ל, כי הוא יכול לקבץ כל הנקודות טובות שנמצא בכל אחד מישראל, אפילו ראשי ישראל כנ"ל, וכולי. אוקיי, אוי. ודע, and you have to know, שיש בכל דור ודור רואה. In every generation, there's a shepherd. הוא בחינות משה, and he's in the בחינה of Moshe, he likes משה רבנו, שהוא ראיה ממנה. משה רבנו is called the loyal shepherd. זה הרועה, הוא עושה משכן. And this רועה, this manhig, he builds a משכן. What is the משכן? In the desert, instead of the Beit HaMikdash in Eretz Israel, in Jerusalem, we had the משכן. How does he build the Mishkan? So now he jumps. He jumps to somewhere else. Like here, logically, every ro'eh, every shepherd, every manhig builds a Mishkan. Okay, tell me how he builds the Mishkan. He doesn't tell. He says, ודע שתינוקות של בית רבן מקבלים הבל פיהם שאין בו חטא, מזה המשכן. The young kids that come to learn Torah, they have a clean
Speech.
He says breath.
Breath. Yeah. Breath. It's breath. Yeah. It's the air that goes out of your
Breath.
Yeah, breath. But when you say breath, it's in and out. And when you speak, you're breathing like automatically. It's not when you're not speaking. When you're speaking, so the breath that is with the words, yeah? This breath is clean because they are kids. They never made any sins. So this is clean. Where do they get this clean breath? From this shepherd, from this money, from this mishkan.
So why can't they be the Shaliach Tibur?
Good question. Yeah, because they are too young. אבל כן התינוק שמתחיל לקרוא ולהיכנס בתורה, הוא מתחיל מן ויקרא אל משה. When they start learning Torah, they start from Vayikra. They don't start from Bereshit.
Right.
They start from Vayikra. Why? Vayikra el Moshe, it's written with a small aleph. The last word of the Ikra is a small aleph. שהוא א' זעירה, כי ויקרא מדבר מגמר הקמת המשכן. Because this is the end of building the משכן. שאז קרא השם יתברך והתחיל לדבר עמו. When Moshe Rabbeinu finished building the משכן, Hashem called him and start speaking to him. מהמשכן. ועל כן משם מתחילים התינוקות, כי משם מקרבים הבל פיהם, כנ"ל, ומשם מתחילים לקרוא אותו להיכנס לתוך התורה, because from there they get the clean breath, yeah, and that's why they start reading from there. You know, when I read it in Hebrew, you know, so I had the plan how I'm going to give the shiur, you know. So I said, you know, it's going to do like ta 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 like this. But when you come to say it in English, you know, it goes different.
He says that they start with Vayikra because they're pure, and in Vayikra they talks about the korbanos, and the korbanos are pure. And
right. But here, what Rabbeinu says, he says, where do they get the pure breath? From the Mishkan. That's where they get this pure breath. All this part that we're learning now, you know, this Torah, Resh Pei Bet, was given on Shmini Atzeret. Yeah, it's the last day of Sukkot in Chutz La'aretz, because in Chutz La'aretz you have 2 days.
Right.
Yeah, one is Shmini Atzeret and one is Simchat Torah. In here in Israel you have only Simchat Torah. So Shmini Atzeret, what is Shmini Atzeret? It's after Sukkot, you know, that we davened and we brought korbanos for all the nations. Yeah, Hashem said, okay, now stop. I want 1 day only with you. Only with the Am Yisrael. This is, and then you, instead of bringing many korbanos, you bring only one. And then this Torah was said. So the remez, the clue inside it is that you have to know, you know, I don't like anyone to look at me on my bad points. I want everybody to look at me as good. You know, now we had someone made the bar mitzvah in the Knesset, so so we sat down. So one of the guys said to me, you know, it's like you told me, this guy called me, you know, how do you say Tzadik Nistar? Hidden Tzadik. You're a hidden Tzadik. So no, I'm not a hidden Tzadik anymore. Says to me, why? Says, because I have a white beard. You know, everybody can see I'm a tzaddik. You know, this guy sits next to me with a black beard. He's a hidden tzaddik because nobody can see it, you know, because he has a black beard. So this is the, you know, okay. So you look at me, okay. That's how I want everybody to look at me. Like, I'm a tzaddik, you know. I know who I am. I know all my problems. I know all my mistakes. You know, in gentle words, you know, not that I did it on purpose, chas v'shalom, you know. It was a mistake. I didn't know. I know it, but I don't want anybody to speak about it. And I don't want anybody to tell me about it. So Rabbeinu said this Torah on Shmini Atzeret. But Hashem says, I want you, only you. Who is only you? Only me and you. Me, the king and the son of the king. Who is the son? I'm the son of the king. You are the son of the king also? We are in tacharut, in competition. You are the son of the king also? Wow, there's already two. Millions. No, it's not two and it's not millions. We are all one. It's all one. Yeah? Like you take a body, a man, a single man, I have pairs, how many hair is in the pairs? There's many hair, but it's a pair, and in the beard, there's many hairs in the beard, in the body, you have many veins, many cells, it builds out of many small points. The same, the Israel, the nation of Israel, is built out of small points. So I am one hair in the beard. This is who I am. Or one hair in the hand, or something, I'm part of Klal of Israel. So then, you are me. It's not you are you are me. And you are me. Each one of Israel is me. So I look at him in a good eye, Chas v'shalom, I don't want to see anything bad about it, because I see on me. It's me. It's myself.
It's a good neshama.
Yeah. But now, now this part of the Torah, let's say after Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah, Rabbeinu had to go to Lemberg he had this how do you call it in the lungs? Tuberculosis. Wow, that's a good word. Yeah. So I had to go to the doctors there. And Rabbi Natan, he wasn't a rich man. He was a poor man. So I had to hitchhike with one of the rich people, and they ran away from him. So he went with the poor people with a heavy carriage, like the rich guys went with the Mercedes and all this, and you stayed with a Subaru or whatever, guy like this. So when Rabbeinu got to the next city where he planned to stay there, Rabbi Natan didn't know where he's staying. And until he found where he's staying, he went already to his room, he closed the door. In the morning, they got up because they came late, so they got up late. So until they got organized to move to do something, Rabbeinu left. So they ran after the Rabbeinu's carriage, Rabbi Natan and Rabbi Naftali. They ran after him. And a horse, his two horses, they run much faster than the man. But they ran. They said that as long as we see the carriage, we are running. And they're running. And then he went down the hill, and there was a river there. And someone waited for Rabbeinu on the bridge. So he had to stop. So they ran and they caught him. So he says to them, what do you want? You want me to give you a bracha, or you want me to give you a Torah? So I say, bracha you give us when you come back, l'chaim tovim u'shalom, from the doctor. But now, give us a Torah. And this is the Torah that he gave them.
Wow.
Yeah? Over there. And the Torah speaks, now this part of looking good and finding the good points in each one of Israel, it's the understanding that I am part of a big body, and every Jew that I see is part of me. Is part of this body that I belong to. Like someone hits. We build a sukkah. You go with a nail and a hammer. Wow, you gave a bang on your finger. Okay, so you put the hammer on the other hand and you hit the other hand. You don't do it. Why? Because it's the same body. I understand it's me. So if someone does something to you. You know, like, I'm with a white beard, I'm getting into the car, it's a little bit difficult for me to, crawl in the back. And all the youngsters, they sit in there and they let me go inside. So I have to be mad at them, I have to teach them. And they're Chofetz. You have to be polite. No, you don't have to teach them anything. You have to go inside. You have to know, this is part of my body, the body is behaving like this, okay. This is the behavior, okay, so my place now is there. Like we learn in Torah Vav, the biggest tikkun in the world is when you get humiliated. Yeah, that's the biggest tikkun. So I got humiliated, I feel humiliated, okay, it means I'm still here. I still have my gaiva in my heart, and it's not their problem, it's my problem. Why? Because Baruch Hashem, I got in. Means I'm healthy enough. I'm healthy enough. I can go in the back of the car. Baruch Hashem. I have to dance. Why not?
Are you saying that because there's so much division in Klal Yisrael, it's because there's too much gaiva? Everybody has too much gaiva, and they're not looking at this point as being one?
I won't say it, If I learn this, I would say, I have so much gaiva, so I see the bad points. Mm-hmm. It's the same. But the Chofetz Chaim, when he wrote this book of Lashon Hara, what did he think? Okay, I take the book, everybody will read it, everybody will go after it. I one time there was now election, I was in Emmanuel, and I heard someone speaks about one of the guys that was running for the elections. He spoke, wow, I couldn't take it, religious guy. I went to the Rav, I said to him, listen, this guy spoke about this guy. He started laughing. The Rav started laughing. He's laughing. He hurt his stomach. He says to me, "What do you mean? Everybody's speaking about everybody." So he saw my face. He said, "Well, you think nobody speaks about you?" So I said, "About me? What do I have to speak about me?" So he started laughing again. So what the Chofetz Chaim, he understood that this is a situation. So why did he write his book? If nobody is going to listen to him. So it means, he wrote it for the one that is going to listen. There's one that is going to listen. There's one that is going to try and not speak about someone else. I wrote my book for you. And it was worthwhile to learn and to work and to spend out money and to sell this book and to do all what I had to do in order to take this book out for one man that will try to be okay. So this is the same. I have to do my part. Maybe I'm a vein. And the blood has to run through me. So if I'm stuck, everything is stuck. So what do I care if he's stuck? He's stuck? Okay, if he wants to listen to me, I can tell him what I know, but I cannot
force him to change.
I cannot fix him, even if I could force him to change. I don't know what to do, what kind of changes he needs. This is the Tzadik. To get out of Egypt, we need Moshe Rabbeinu, not Ehud. Ehud won't take Israel out of Egypt. Ehud can be nice to the guys when they are slaves. Now we are slaves. We are in the gallows now. Even though that we are in Israel, and it's a good point, and it's a good movement, and it's a good beginning. But we are still in the gallows. As long as we can feel something bad about one of Israel, something bad, like The driver was an Arab. It wasn't Israeli, you know. He wasn't Jewish. But if I can feel something bad, you know, about someone, so I'm still in the gallows. But I can try about myself and try, you know, to connect wherever I can connect to this Tzadik. And this Tzadik, he knows exactly what to do. Okay, so this part is speaking about the Tzadik. And this part where every time I learn the Torah, and we learn it already for a long time, this time, and it's not the first time I'm learning this Torah, every time I get to this part, I know here I don't know anything. Here, I understand a little bit, and I can speak about it, but here it's very high. And this was the beginning to the second part here. Veda shekol hatzadikim shebador. You have to know all the tzadikim of the generation and of the generations. Yeah. Kol echad ve'echad hu b'chinat Torah. Each one of them is like a shepherd. Ki b'kol echad ve'echad yesh bo b'chinat Moshe. In each one of them, there's the point of Moshe Rabbeinu. How does he say that? B'chinat? Aspect of Moshe Rabbeinu. וכל אחד ואחד לפי בחינתו הוא עושה בחינת משכן. And each one with his aspect he builds the aspect of the Mishkan. Yeah, like we have to think like there's many images of a Mishkan, but they all go one into the other. Yeah, but this tzaddik, like the Belzerov, is a Rov. He's one of the shepherds of the generation. Yeah, the Litvak Rov is a Rov. He's one of the shepherds and so on. You know, and in the small communities also is a kind of a shepherd. You know, and in a small Bet Knesset he's building a Mishkan. Each one with his knowledge, with his abilities, yeah, with his avoda, and his madrega that he got, he builds a mishkan. שמשם, from this mishkan, מקבלים התינוקות, הד על פיהם כנ"ל. From this mishkan that each one of the tzadikim build, you know, the boys that go to the cheder, you know, they get the clean breath. וכל אחד לפי בחינתו, לפי בחינת המשכן שהוא עושה, כמו כן יש לו תינוקות שהם מקבלים משם. Each one by his משכן. That's how many תינוקות. Children, yeah, that learns and get the clean breath from his mishkan. Like this Rebbe is a big tzaddik. So he has 1,000 kids that gets the clean breath from him. This is not as tzaddik as him. He only has 100, and this only has 10. You know, like this. נמצא שיש לכל אחד ואחד מצדיקי הדור סך תינוקות שמקבלים מעבר פיהם ממנו. So each one of the tzadikim of our generation has an amount of young boys that get the clean breath from him. כל אחד לפי בחינתו כנ"ל. וזה בחינת מה שאמרו אבותינו זיכרונם לברכה, שהתינוקות נתפסים על עוון הדור. The young kids, they get caught for the sins of the generation. Like it says in the Midrash of שיר השירים, ראי את גדיעותייך על משכנות הרועים. כן? Take your son, your sheep, by the place where the shepherd live. שמתמשכנים על הרועים. משכנות is like no, the place where they live, you know.
Dwelling places.
Dwelling
place.
The place Mishkan is where you live. Like a house is a Mishkan.
Yeah, dwelling places.
It's dwelling, okay. But a Mishkanot is close to the word Mishkan. It's the same. So in the Shir Hashem, they give this drash, the mitmashken. What is mitmashken? Like when I give you give me a loan, I give you something.
A guarantee.
A guarantee. Like I
Collateral.
Collateral. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So who is our collateral? These young kids. How do you see it? You see how hard it is for the kids of our generation to get into the Torah, to learn Torah, to make the mitzvahs. You know, they are attacked from everywhere. You know, like take only we are not so old. You know, it's not so long ago when we were kids. There was no television.
Speak for yourself.
Huh?
Speak for yourself.
I was thinking the same thing.
I know, okay. I'm not so old, you know. When I was a kid, here in Israel at least, you know, there was one telephone in every there was one telephone.
Wow.
Yeah,
Now
there was no television.
Everyone has
There was no internet. There was no nothing. Most of the kids played out in the street. We were friends. You know, now my son told me, you know, they sit people here, and they send messages
Text
to each other. Yeah, text messages.
They don't talk
He
to-
sits next to you. He sends you a text message. Yeah.
It's true.
So it's a very difficult generation. Why? Who is to blame? The kids? No, me. My sin made this problem. So at least, you know, don't shout on your kids. Don't get mad at them, you know. It's not their problem, it's my problem. If I will be good, they will be good also. Okay. אך לידע כל זאת, to know all this, דהיינו לדעת כל צדיק וצדיק, איזה תינוקות שייכים לו, to know each צדיק, which young boys belong to him, וכמה הם מקבלים ממנו, and how much they receive from him, ולידע כל הבחינות שיש בזה, and to find all the aspects that there is in this point, והדור שיבוא מהם, and the generation that will come out of them, עד הסוף, דע, you have to know, the one that can do these nigunim, these melodies, yeah, he can know all these. וזהו הסוד, this is the secret, מה שאמרו אבותינו זיכרונם לברכה במשנה, בשבת, in the גמרא, in the משנה, in the שבת, באמת אמרו, החזן רואה היכן התינוקות רואים. החזן, yeah, it can see where these kids reading. דהיינו, מי שיכול לעשות ניגונים הנ"ל, שהוא יכול להיות חזן, הוא שליח ציבור, להתפלל לפני עמוד, הוא רואה ויודע היכן התינוקות קוראים. This man can see where the kids are learning. דהיינו, אצל איזה צדיק הם מקבלים עבר פיהם, שעל ידו הם קוראים ונכנסים בתורה. From which tzaddik they get this clean breath, that with this clean breath they read and go in the Torah. This is what we said, you know. I cannot show anyone how to go into the Torah. Only this tzaddik, Rabbi Nachman, he can show each one of us from where do I go into the Torah. Because each one is different. There's no two people the same. There's nothing like it, you know. We can like many things. I like it and you like it, but it's not, there's no, Hashem doesn't do twice the same. Each one is different, like the fingerprints. Each one is different. So from where do I go into the Torah? You know, like when I started the Torah, 7 years I learned, because I learned. After 7 years I met my Rav, the Rav that put me into the Torah, Rabbi Yitzchak Bracha, you know. He put me into the Torah. I started, wow, it's interesting, wow, I like it. But until then, I learned because I understood in my brains this is what I should do. I should be religious, and I should learn, and I should do the mitzvahs because it's my brains. But I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel anything. But I didn't feel the Torah. I didn't have the feeling in learning the Torah, in doing the mitzvahs, in being happy with the mitzvahs, being happy because I'm keeping Shabbos. So what? Big deal, you're keeping Shabbos. So what? You don't go, you don't do it, you mustn't, and you mustn't. What's so good about it? Yeah? But when you start going into the Torah, so you start enjoying learning Torah, enjoying doing the mitzvahs, being happy with doing it. But I'm not like Rav Ovadia, Rav Eliashiv, Rav... who I am. Who are you? You're a Jewish man, You move all the world. Everybody's going around you. How do you know that all the world goes around you? Israel is such a small country. All over the world, 24 hours a day, yeah? People are speaking about Israel, about the Jews, about Israel, about the Jews. So many Chinese, you don't hear about them as much as you hear about the Jews. Why? Because they don't move the world. The Jews, they move the world. This is what is moving the world. Why? Because you are connected to the source of life, and how much life will come, it depends on you. And it depends, how do I go into the Torah? If I go into the Torah, blah, 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 okay, so, Baruch Hashem, it's good. But if I go and I enjoy and I give fire, I give life to the world. Not only to the Jewish, to all the world, to the goyim, to the animals, to the trees, to all the world. This is what brings life to the world. Okay, this is it. When Rabbi Natan speaks about this part of the Torah, he speaks in the Likutei Halachot. He speaks about tzedakah. Every time he goes and touches this part of the Torah, he speaks about tzedakah. And I'm looking, why is written here about tzedakah? Nothing is written here about tzedakah. What Rabbi Natan, there's the book of Rabbi Natan, Alim Letrufa, where he writes the letters to his son. And his son wasn't a rich man, but he had a parnasa. So every time he tells him, no, now it's Pesach, okay, I'm waiting that you will send me good wine for the Pesach. Sukkot, I'm waiting that you send me 4 minim, nice etrog and lulav. I didn't buy by myself and someone wanted to give me, no, but I'm waiting for you. I want you to spend the money on this. And every time he needs something, he writes his son, well, now I need so much, and now I need so much. And I know you can go and you can go to this and you can go and tell them. And he speaks a lot about money, and they say, that many of the letters speaking about money, they didn't put inside the book. A lot of them, they didn't put inside the book because it was too much. So I thought to myself, okay, maybe because he was so much into this business of tzedakah, he had to build a Beit Knesset of Breslev, he had to print all the books, he had to help all the poor people of Breslev. He needed a lot of money. So he spoke a lot about tzedakah. So, okay, he also spoke about tzedakah. But then I thought, what is the tzedakah here? What is the point of tzedakah here? The point of tzedakah here is that what is tzedakah? I will say maybe thousands of times. One of the weddings, I didn't have money, I went to America. And I saw the way that they give tzedakah, I was shocked. I was shocked. I couldn't believe that how can they give so much tzedakah? They're crazy people, these guys. They're crazy people, they collect, they work, and then someone, they don't know him. Who is he? He speaks truth, he doesn't speak the truth. Maybe he's not like, hello, yeah, I'm marrying off my kid, I need the money. Okay, take, this one, $10, they want $5. But how many? Another one and another one, and they give to each one they give. They're crazy people. It's crazy, what they do, they take out of themselves. I spent my time, I used my brains, I used my power, I got the money, and now I'm giving it away. I'm giving my power, I'm giving out my soul. This is what I'm giving. It's not money, it's not dollars, it's I'm giving out my soul. All my intelligence, all my talents, I take it, I give it to someone else. Here it's the same. All my talent, all who I am, I'm giving to someone else. I look at you with a good eye. I don't take my bad I don't take my bad eye. I don't take my bad heart, This I put on the side. I give you my good eye. Because the guy that gives tzedakah, when I knock on his door, no, to you I'm not giving. He can do it. He doesn't owe me anything. Just knocked on the door. I said, no, you don't look good to me. Bye. I saw one young guy. He went in. He got the tzedakah. It was, I don't know, maybe $50. He went out, took his hat off, took his jacket, put his there, and he went in. And I was there, and I saw the guy that is giving the tzedakah. I saw he look at me, and I saw him, what should I do? He recognizes he's not crazy. If he's making money, he can give 20 people a day $50 each one. He has brains. He's not stupid. And I saw him to give it or not to give it. He recognized it. What's the big deal? Put your behind your head. He took out your. He gave it. He gave it again, I felt like I want to cry, Like, how can they do it? He's lying to you. He's cheating you. Like he's stealing your money out of him. No. If he did such a thing, so he needs it. Take. If you're not strong enough to be straight with me, I will be straight with you. Take. So this is the same, when we look on each one of Israel, look good. He doesn't think like me, he's not dressed like me, he's not like me, he's something else. But he's part of me. He's part of me. So I'm giving my pride, I'm giving my ego away, putting on the side. Yes, my friend, I love you just as you are there. It's very easy to do it on the street. Oh yeah, excuse me, someone bangs you on the street. Excuse me, okay, nothing happened. Big smile. Yeah? But when it's your kids? or it's your family or someone that is close with you and you work with. This is the big test, to take your head down. Okay, give a big smile, like this guy, he said, oh, you're a Tzadik. He's joking, and sometimes when they joke, these young kids in the where we learn, So I say to them, you're making jokes on the old people. They're like this, and they all smile, happy, But they make him joke because it's easy to make a joke, My mind is a little bit old, it's a little bit hard for him to sit down and to get up or to run. It's funny. Okay, it's funny. It's not funny. But for who it's not funny? For me, because they make a joke out of me, so it's not funny. But for them it's funny, okay. Have a good time. Okay. That's Hashem, thank you very much. Now, we finished this Torah, really. I don't know what will happen next week. If I will come back to this Torah. If not, I will go to Nun Dalet. Why Nun Dalet? Because it's connected to this Torah. You remember, this is the Torah. Nun Dalet, it's the Torah of the niggunim. How do you make niggunim?
Not Resh Pei Gimel.
Not Resh Pei Gimel, no. Nun Dalet. Nun Dalet, we are jumping back Okay, Avram? Okay, I think it's Nun Dalet. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Good Shabbos. Have a good time.